You're supposed to say something now.
What do you want me to say?
Like, why are you here?
You just told everybody why I'm here. I'm gonna make pasta with you.
Okay, we're making orecchiette. Welcome guys, my name is Andrea. I'm the chef and founder of Evento. Today is a very special day because I have next to me Rossella. Okay, we're making orecchiette because Rossella is Pugliese. You know, she was born in America, but her family, especially her Nonna, is from Puglia. Puglia is the heel of the boot.
Yeah, so Andrea's from up here and I'm from down here.
Orecchiette, traditional recipe from Puglia. Should we measure these or should we do like your Nonna?
We measure with our hearts over here, okay? We don't need to measure anything.
Okay, we're not measuring it.
We have Semolina Rimacinata here. So whenever I teach people how to make pasta, for the first time especially, I never use regular coarse semolina. I always use rimacinata, which comes together faster because making pasta is a little bit intimidating for people.
But it's so easy because, I mean, you have two ingredients. You have semolina rimacinata and water. Actually, orecchiette are vegan because you have no eggs. Okay, we're not measuring, but if you want to measure these, maybe for the first time, you have to know this. The water is half the weight of the flour.
Okay, this enough?
It's good because we might need some extra.
I save it for you.
Brava, guarda.
Metti.
You've done this before, huh?
It's not my first
Now
rodeo.
the water lukewarm, right?
Usually lukewarm, yes. You make a well, you start adding your water a little bit at a time.
Come on, tell me about you cooking with Nonna. I mean, you blow up with that. You started cooking with Nonna when I was still like a 2-year-old baby.
I did. I started, I'm a dinosaur. I started in 2009. There was no Instagram when I started. Facebook was still for people in college. And one day my father asked me what I wanted to do with my life because I was studying to become an Italian teacher. Could you imagine?
I mean, I would love you as my teacher.
It just came out of my mouth. I want to have a cooking show one day. That's the greatest job in the world. A week later, he bought the web domain cookingwithnonna.com.
That's beautiful.
A week after that, he built me a set. Italian fathers for their daughters. They do anything.
How old is your Nonna now?
Nonna is 90.
E come si chiama?
Nonna Romana.
Nonna Romana. Ciao, Nonna Romana. 90 years old and she still makes pasta, so no freaking excuses.
Pasta making is therapeutic, let me tell you. I know it looks like a disaster right now, but it's gonna come together real quick. The thing about when you make orecchiette is that the dough actually has to be a little bit on the drier side.
Sì, è vero.
Because otherwise, once we create the texture with the serrated edge knife, if it's not dry enough, the dough, the texture disappears as it dries out. So now the dough is nice and supple.
Can I touch it?
Yeah,
Can I
touch
work
it.
Because this is important, guys. You know, we teach these during our cooking events. You came to the cooking parties. People are panicking when they work the dough, okay? They don't know what to do. They feel like they have to use muscles. You know, I teach what I tell them? I tell them to just like swing it. You know, just being on altalena.
Wow.
Like a swing set. So just lean on it, stretch, you see?
So the pasta dough feels perfect, and the correct like humidity level that you're going for is Play-Doh, okay? Humid to the touch, but not sticky. Pasta is something that, I mean, there's really no recipe. You gotta feel it.
You brought your own knives.
I did. I brought my own knives because this is how I know how to work. And also, remember, when you make fresh pasta, you can't screw it up. It's a little dry, you add more water. It's a little wet, you add more semolina. Literally, no reason to throw it out, which I did a bunch of times when I was learning. So no shame in the game. So I'm gonna take a piece of dough and I'm gonna roll it into a rope. And the way I do this is that I start with my fingers together and then I open them up. I start to spread them out. And the rope gets longer, a little bit thinner.
Che bravo. Watch out because it might get dry. So usually
you could put a damp towel.
Wet towel.
Okay, so now we have our rope. And I'm gonna start by making orecchiette. So to make orecchiette, I like to say that orecchiette kind of start out as cavatelli. Cavatelli gets its name from the word cava, which means a little cave. And if we open it up, there's texture on the inside. When we make orecchiette, it's like cavatelli with an extra step, and the texture is gonna be on the outside. So I'm going to take the knife, the serrated edges away from me, index finger on the tip. We're gonna pull it towards us and keep it right on the knife. This is the trickiest part, the flip right over the thumb. Once you get used to this motion, it really becomes second nature. everybody has their own hands at doing this. Everybody has their own way.
Flip.
And as long as the pasta gets done, there's no wrong way.
Now, if you're, we call it alle prime armi, which is like if you're new to this, you really have to be sensitive by the pressure that you apply on the dough, right? When you spread it, like you're spreading butter, you have to really understand how the dough is elastic, how much the dough is elastic,
Yes,
right?
and that's why the drier dough will help you because you can push harder.
You know what? I'm gonna get us a tray, so we can put them on a tray. Va bene? Così.
Beautiful, yeah, because when you want to put these to dry somewhere, we're gonna cook these immediately, but if you were drying them, you don't want any of them to touch because then they're gonna stick together.
How are my orecchiette? Look.
They're beautiful.
I'm not from Puglia, but I think I make them like a Pugliese.
They are gorgeous. For a Northern Italian, you did them good. Now I want to show you guys how I can make something called maccheroni, and this is pasta with a hole in it. So we're gonna take a piece of dough like this, and I have a chopstick. You could use a bamboo skewer. They used to use the wires from an umbrella in Italy to make these, per fare I maccheroni, see? And you're gonna put it around here, and you're gonna apply pressure with the heel of your hand.
I've never done this. This is
You've never done this.
No.
And it worked.
Che
So
bello.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a plate of all of these, and these together is a dish in Puglia that we call maritati, which means
They get married,
the married couple.
just like us.
Because they kind of represent the masculine and the feminine over here. I'll let you use your imagination.
Are you telling me something?
I'm
Like,
not.
You want me to propose? I think it's too early.
I think we need to actually make pasta first.
Yeah.
If the pasta's good, I'll think about it.
Now, can I try to do this because I've never done it?
Go ahead. Ooh,
Well, teach me.
make me nervous.
Teach me the way. So a little piece. How big? This?
Like about an inch.
Like that? Is that
Yeah.
too thick?
No, that's good.
See? After 2 wrap, I'm gonna do gentle.
A little
Like
more
that?
gentle. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got it now. I
This is
think
the
I'm
one.
feeling it.
This is it. This is the one.
No.
Bravo!
Alla quinta. The fresh pasta is better if you let them dry a little bit. You're gonna find the al dente texture, you know? Instead, if you just cook them right away right now, it's gonna be a little chewy, right? So yeah, as they dry out, I think the texture is a little better. And with the same dough, you can also make cavatelli
Yes.
using these fancy tools. This is a gnocchi board. This is a strascicati board. What do you call this actually? I don't know. It's called whatever. It's just pasta. So same thing. You make a snake, right? Serpentino.
Make a snack.
Almost like your pinky, maybe a little thinner than your pinky, right? And then you just cut little gnocchetti, half inch. And then we're gonna press and roll. Guarda. Ah.
And look at all that beautiful texture.
Ah.
So that's what's so magical about fresh pasta is that it remains really nicely textured no matter how you cook it. And what does texture mean? Texture grabs more sauce, which is what we want.
Now you can do this with any sauce, huh? In Puglia, we can do braciole, which is like a meat sauce with tomato and then you can do even with seafood. We're keeping it simple today, okay? Pomodoro, garlic, basil, that's it. Simple tomato sauce, guys, simple tomato sauce. It's just garlic, tomato puree, we call it passata, salt, olive oil, e basta.
And that's
And
love.
basil, of course, basil.
And amore.
Amore. Amore, that's always amore. I'm gonna smack it. Schmack. And we take this out, guys. How do you call this in Italian? Anima. This is the
soul.
The soul of the garlic. You don't want that. I love garlic. So here, some garlic. I swear to God, the pan looks dirty, but it's clean, guys. Bye. Switch. Now, if you're fancy, you can take the garlic out, but we're not fancy.
I'm not fancy.
Fancy schmancy. Here we go. Lento, right?
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
So a tomato sauce like this doesn't need hours and hours to cook. That's like a common misconception in Italian cooking is that every single tomato sauce has to cook for 4 hours. That's just not true. Anything with meat on the bone in it, like a ragu, okay. But a nice tomato sauce like this, 20 minutes.
Yeah, not even. Nemmeno.
You wanna taste the tomatoes. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that when you're using canned or jarred tomato products, Those are essentially already cooked in the canning or jarring process because they're heated to such a high temperature where they're boiled. Usually, especially for jars of passata, they don't need to cook again for hours and hours. All you're gonna do is create agita.
Okay, guys, the sauce has to be on simmer, huh? Simmer. It doesn't have to be boiling so much because also if you use a good passata, it's already thick. It's not watery.
Yes.
Now, your family makes their own passata, of course.
But he has a point because you don't want to cook it too high because then you're just evaporating all the water. And then you're making it.
Guarda che consistenza. This is a very good consistency right here, okay? And if you buy passata that's a little bit watery, because maybe sometimes when you make your own passata, your own strained tomatoes, it is a little bit watery, you have to just cook a little bit more, okay? Mangia. Con la salsa. Vai.
Ooh.
Buono? How is the sauce though? Get to know about the
Oh,
sauce.
What
Nice.
do you think?
I think un pochino.
A little bit of salt.
Un pochino di sale.
So Andrea, tell me more about Evento, about how you do Evento. I came to a party, I came a little bit late that time. So walk me through what
Italian.
happens. I'm late, I'm on Italian time.
So what do? We throw, that's how we call it. We throw pasta making parties. So it's a party where you actually happen to make the pasta, you know? So it's not just like boring cooking class. Everybody drinks.
It's like a nightclub.
It's almost like a nightclub. We got a disco ball, you know?
It's like a
Everybody's
nightclub where you
happy.
make pasta. I love it. The vibe was vibing already and everybody was making pasta. And you know what's so nice is that people have so much confidence at the end of an Evento party that because they're like, wow, I really made pasta and we all ate it. It was edible, it worked.
È vero, because like you were saying before, people are a little intimidated by pasta making. You know, oh my God, I gotta make pasta by hand, it's so hard. They think like it's like French baking, right?
No.
Like pastry chef, you gotta be a pastry chef, but not. So simple, you got 2 ingredients. You need to have some love, like she was saying, right?
Yeah.
Amore.
Some passion.
Some passion. I put salt in the water, right? How much salt?
As salty as the sea.
So we're gonna taste it.
It's gotta be salty.
Okay.
Because if you don't salt your pasta water properly, no amount of salty sauce is gonna fix it. That's just gonna be bland pasta, and who likes bland pasta?
Not me.
Nobody likes that.
Basil goes in at the very end, guys, okay? Don't give me the basil, don't cook the basil, it's pointless.
Because it's gonna oxidize.
Yeah, you're just gonna throw them in there. At the very last minute, we're gonna put the pasta here. Beh, that's it, andiamo, vai. It might be extra saucy because you like extra saucy.
I like it saucy.
The same sauce if you like meat. Buy some short ribs, some sausage or whatever. You fry the short ribs, you fry the sausage. You can cut the sausage in very different pieces, make it almost like a ragu, you know, ground pork. So you fry it, and then you add the sauce, the tomato sauce, and then you have a meat sauce, basically. That doesn't have to be done in 2 hours, like you said. It doesn't have to be like a ragu.
As long as there's no meat on the bone, you can cook it for like a half hour.
Sì.
Bam.
Vai, cucina la pasta.
Okay. I like using these instead of a colander because when you use a colander, you drain out all the water. You never know if you're gonna need that water. I might need it. Maybe things are a little dry and I gotta add some pasta water. You never wanna get rid of all your pasta water all in one shot like that.
It tasted good, so we'll just drink it too.
Yeah, let's just drink it, yeah.
Drinking pasta.
So I like to scoop it out, add it directly to the sauce. Never, ever, ever put pasta in a plate and just put sauce on top. Never, ever do that. I swear to God in my life, it's just not good.
Yeah,
So-
her Nonna is coming over to
Yes,
kick your butt.
I'll
She
show
do
up
that.
at your house if you do that. You wanna add your pasta directly to the sauce, finish it in the sauce always. You want all the flavors to get married, to meld together.
So dai, guarda.
Ooh, this is done.
Sì, assaggia, taste it. Always taste the pasta, guys. Cooking time changes depending on your dough, how thick is the pasta. If the pasta got dry, if the pasta is fresh, you gotta taste the pasta. Fresh pasta, taste it after 1 minute. Okay, it might take 2 minutes, it might take 3 minutes. You never know.
Taste.
Oh, vai.
Bye.
Vai. Wait. Oh. Let's get married, baby. Should we get married in Italy?
Why not here? I mean, you got a venue.
Here? extra sauce like they like it.
We'll get married at Evento. We'll sell tickets. It'll be an extra special event.
Guarda che bella,
An extra special Evento.
You're so funny. You don't want to get dirty your fancy.
My fancy shirt. Oh, I get one?
Now you're part of the family.
Aw, thank you.
Vieni qua, bambina. Vai. Girati. Via.
Look at that. So it's not too much sauce. A good general rule is like when you swipe your spoon across, as long as the sauce doesn't pool at the bottom, it's perfect.
Some fresh olive oil, right?
A little fresh, a little fresh.
I think this is perfect.
This
Look
is
at the
good.
consistency. The
really
sauce is clinging to the pasta.
Yes.
Vero? It's good to splash some on your, you gotta be gentle.
We have different strengths here, okay?
Guarda, vai. That's why we have to cook together.
That's why I have you for, to do this.
Che bella, eh?
You do that, and I'm the pretty one.
Vai, formaggio. You gotta try this. Mamma che buono, eh?
Ooh, that's good.
Sì. Madonna, guarda che bella, oh.
Ooh. This is a gorgeous pasta.
Maritati. Now, I like to go bananas on cheese, but balance, okay? This is personal, I like to put a lot of cheese, but I think cheese also adds saltiness, right? That's sometimes when you use pecorino, this is a grana padano, but he adds some salt too, you know?
Little umami.
Umami.
Oh, you're gonna grease it up?
You're gonna grease it up so it gets nice and, how you say, shiny?
Shiny.
Shiny?
Lucido.
Look, this is pretty now, okay? Guarda che bello.
It's stunning. It's stunning. I almost don't want to eat it. This looks so delicious.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is, I mean, you cannot smell it, but it smells amazing. It's simple. This is called?
Maritati.
You gotta get two pasta, you know?
Yeah, you gotta get the married couple.
Which am I? The orecchiette or the other one?
What do you think?
I like the orecchiette. Oh, wow. It's good. Oh my God.
I can't even talk. I have no words. This never happens.
Good garlic, huh?
So good.
Rossella. Grazie mille. Thank you for cooking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Follow her at
Rossella Rago.
Rossella Rago. Ciao Evento. And maybe we can do this more. Now we can cook together more.
I'll come back.
All right.
I'll come back. Since we're getting married, you know.
When? I'm ready. Ciao guys. Thank you. I'm swinging, baby.
That's what I was doing. I was putting my weight into it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Put that on camera.
Wow. Clean up aisle 2.
Take that.
You're
roll.
You're dressed like a janitor. You should clean.